Hello everyone, and welcome to my YNR Official 24 channel. Nick totally loses it when the doctor tells him something that completely destroys his life. Noah is not your son. It feels like time stops in that hospital room. The white walls seem to be closing in on them. It is really scary. For Nick Newman, being a father has never been about if he is really the dad or not. It has been about all the times he helped Noah when he got hurt. He kissed his boo-boos. Stayed up all night with him when he was crying. They played baseball together. Nick was always there for him. He remembers all the times Noah made him proud and all the times they argued. Now all those memories are crashing into something he never thought was possible. It is like his heart is beating hard. It might just come out of his chest. Sharon is just standing there beside him, frozen. Her face is white. She is crying really hard. She knew this day might come. She is still not ready for how bad it feels. Nick Newman and his family are going through a tough time because of what the doctor said about Noah not being his biological son. The news about Noah not being his son is just too much for Nick Newman to handle. Nick laughs at first. It is a weird sound. He does not think the doctor is right. Nick wants the doctor to do another test. He wants the doctor to explain it again. Nick wants to know the truth about Noah. Nick has always thought that Noah is his son. Noah has Nick's name. Nick thinks that Noah is his blood. Nick cannot believe what the doctor is saying. Nick's voice gets louder and louder. It is so loud that it echoes off the walls. Nick is saying this because he really thinks Noah is his son. Nick has lived his life thinking that Noah is his boy. Sharon attempts to talk. Her throat gets all tight, and she can only cry. Her shoulders are shaking hard because she feels so guilty and scared. She knows that what is going on did not start as a lie to hurt people. It started a time ago when she made a mistake. She was confused and in a lot of pain and feeling very vulnerable. Now that mistake has turned into a secret that she knows is very wrong, and people will not be able to forgive her for it. The secret of what happened with Sharon has been hidden for years. The doctor is clearly uncomfortable. He explains the results again in a careful way. Nick is not paying attention to the doctor anymore. Nick is walking back and forth, running his hands through his hair. His eyes are wild and scared. Nick is thinking about all the memories he has with Noah. Now he is thinking about these memories in a completely different way. It is a scary way to think about things. Nick is wondering if everything was fake. He is wondering if he was blind to what was going on. Nick is also wondering if Sharon was laughing at him behind his back all these years. The feeling of being betrayed is very painful for Nick. It hurts more than being angry. This is because the feeling of betrayal reaches inside Nick and hurts him in places he did not know he could hurt. The doctor and the results and everything else just fade into the background as Nick thinks about Noah. What might have been fake. Nick thinks about all the times he trusted people and wonders if they were all lying to him. The thought of this betrayal is burning inside Nick. It is a very hard thing for him to deal with. Sharon just falls apart. She sits down in a chair, starts crying really hard. She can hardly breathe. Sharon says sorry over and over. It does not feel like it means anything. The apologies do not do any good because Sharon kept something from him. She thought she was helping her family. Now she knows that does not matter. No matter what Sharon says, she cannot change what she did. Sharon kept something from him. That is all that matters now. Nick turns to her. All of a sudden his eyes are blazing with anger. His voice is shaking really badly as he asks her who the real father of her baby is, when she was planning to tell him the truth, and if any of the things she told him were actually real to her. The fact that Sharon does not say anything is really loud. It is like she is screaming because it tells Nick what he is already afraid of. That this is not bad news. The news about the baby's father is a big lie that will change his life completely. Nick is talking about the baby's father, and the lie that Sharon told him the baby's father, and the fact that Sharon lied to him, is what is hurting Nick much. Nick hits the wall with his fist. It makes a loud noise. This noise makes Sharon jump. She starts crying. Asks Nick to please understand. She tells him that because of biology it does not mean he is not Noah's father. She says Nick is Noah's father in all the ways that are important. When Sharon says this, it just makes Nick even more upset. Now Nick is not listening to reason or feeling sorry for anyone. He is too busy dealing with the feelings that are taking over his mind and heart. Nick is very upset. Nothing can calm him down. The biology thing is really bothering him. He cannot think clearly. Nick loves Noah. He always will, but he is struggling with this one thing. Sharon wants him to remember that he is Noah's father no matter what. He walks out of the room. Sharon is left by herself. She has to deal with the things that happened because of what she did. Sharon starts to cry. She remembers a lot of things. She thinks about the nights she saw Nick and Noah having a time together. She remembers the times she wanted to tell the truth. She did not. She was scared that if she told the truth, she would lose everything that mattered to her. Now Sharon thinks that maybe she lost everything anyway, even though she did not tell the truth. Sharon thinks about her choices, how they affected her life and Nick and Noah, and she wishes she had done things differently. Nick walks back and forth in the hospital corridor. He is really upset. He is thinking about a lot of things. He is angry and sad and scared. Under all the anger, Nick is afraid of something. He is afraid to think about it. The thing he is afraid to think about is what this means for Noah. Will this news hurt their relationship? Will Noah feel like Nick does not want him? Will Noah feel like he is all alone? Will Noah think that everything he knows about himself is not true? Nick is worried about what this means for Noah. Sharon gets herself together a bit and follows Nick. Her mascara is all. Her eyes are red and puffy. She looks at Nick with tears in her eyes, begs him not to leave. She tells him he cannot walk away from her and from their son Noah. Noah needs both of them now, no matter what the test says. Sharon and Nick are all Noah has, and he needs them both now more than ever, so Nick should not leave them. He should stay with Sharon and Noah. Nick finally turns around. His voice is really low, and it is trembling. He is saying that he does not know how to deal with this situation. His head is spinning around in circles. One part of Nick wants to scream at the top of his lungs, and another part of Nick wants to disappear because the man Nick thought he was, a father who is always there for his child, has been completely torn apart in just a few seconds. The man Nick thought he was, a father, has been ripped apart in seconds. Sharon tries to touch him. He moves away. This is not because he hates her. It is because he is still hurting much. The pain is still very strong. It feels like an open wound. He is really scared that if he starts to feel something right now, he will lose control of his emotions completely. Sharon and the pain she reminds him of are too much for him to handle at this moment. The truth is really sinking in. It is making everything so much worse. This new information is not just hurting Nick and Sharon's relationship, which was already very weak. The Newman family is really feeling the effects of this news. Noah is also questioning who he is because of this. All the love that they have shared over the years is now in trouble because of the pain of being betrayed. The Newman family and Nick and Sharon's relationship and all the love they have is really struggling to stay alive. Sharon says through her tears that she loves Nick. She tells him that she never meant to hurt Nick. She was really scared and really young when she made a choice. Nick thinks this was the thing she has ever done. Nick closes his eyes. His chest is moving up and down fast. Nick knows that he might be able to forgive Sharon one day. Today is not that day. Nick is still hurting because of what Sharon did to Nick. The scene ends with Sharon standing alone, broken and sobbing, while Nick walks away down the long corridor, his footsteps heavy, his mind fractured, because nothing will ever be the same again. Not for him, not for Sharon, and not for Noah. And in true Young and the Restless fashion, this shocking truth promises to unravel lives, ignite explosive confrontations, and leave viewers asking the same haunting question Nick can't escape. If blood doesn't make a father, then why does the truth hurt this much? Nikki blames Victor, Kane's upper hand, and Noah's huge discovery. Nikki Newman is going to blame Victor Newman for everything. At the time, Kane Ashby is getting the upper hand. He is doing well. Noah Newman also finds out something. During the week of January 12th to 16th, Kane Ashby is going to make Phyllis Summers very happy. He will do this by causing a lot of trouble for Newman Enterprises. All he has to do is press a button, and the company will start to fall from the inside. The computer program that Kane Ashby started will begin to hurt Newman Enterprises. This will make Victor Newman very angry with Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers. Victor Newman will want to take control of the company and get revenge on Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers. Victor Newman will be determined to make things right and get payback from Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers. Jack Abbott is trying to make a deal with Victor that involves Matt Clark. That is not going to work out. Nick Newman will leave the hospital. Then he will sneak off to see Sharon Newman. After that, Nick Newman will go to Jack Abbott, make his own proposal to him. Nick Newman wants to stop all the trouble that Matt Clark is causing, so he will try to do something about it. We will have to wait and see if Nick Newman tries to get rid of Matt Clark for all, or if he will call the police to deal with Matt Clark. Adam Newman and Victoria Newman are trying to fix all the problems that the Newman family has been having lately. At the time, Victor and Nikki are having some issues in their marriage. Nikki is really upset with Victor because she thinks he made a mistake by using that computer program that Phyllis suggested. Nikki thinks Victor should not have used the program in the place. Phyllis will probably say that she did nothing when she worked with Kane on the project. She might even tell Daniel Romalotti Jr. to stop worrying about it. Sally Spectra is going to be scared of Billy Abbott because he can be really mean when he wants to get at someone. At the time, Tessa Porter is talking to Sharon about her decision to get a divorce. Diane Jenkins Abbott is going to ask Michael Baldwin a lot of questions about Victor. Noah is going to find out something about Matt, and this might have something to do with the deal that Nick made with Jack, or maybe Matt will try to run away again. The week of January 19th to 23rd is going to be really interesting, with a lot of things happening in the story of Sally Spectra and Billy Abbott and all the other people. This is when Mariah Copeland will take Dominic Newman Abbott Winters. Mariah Copeland has a plan to kidnap someone. It seems she will grab Dominic Newman Abbott Winters as part of her crazy plan for Ian Ward. The Ian Ward that is in Mariah Copeland's mind. Dominic Newman Abbott Winters is going to disappear. Devin Winters and Abby Winters will be really scared. They will get some help from Detective Burrow when they try to figure out what happened to Dominic Newman Abbott Winters. Devin's private jet will also come in handy when it comes to following leads. In the meantime, Tessa and Daniel may grow closer in the midst of the crisis. As for Victor's attempt to stop the AI program and get revenge on Kane as well as Phyllis, he'll be open to a shocking partner. Jack and Victor have a risky alliance in their future, so stay tuned for all the shockers and shakeups. Nikki Newman reaching her breaking point and finally turning her fury squarely on Victor, the man she has loved, defended, and forgiven more times than she can count, because this time the damage feels too deep, too personal, and too irreversible to excuse away as Victor being Victor. Especially as Nikki realizes that his latest power play has cost their family more than just reputation or money. It has cost them trust, peace, and perhaps even their future, and as she confronts him with trembling hands and a voice cracking under the weight of years of buried resentment, Nikki lays out the truth Victor has long refused to hear. That his obsession with control has poisoned everyone around him, that his refusal to let go has pushed their children into dangerous territory, and that his relentless need to win has turned love into collateral damage, leaving Victor stunned not because he disagrees but because, deep down, he knows she's right, yet even as guilt flickers across his face, his instincts remain unchanged, and instead of surrendering or apologizing fully, he begins calculating his next move, which only fuels Nikki's heartbreak further as she realizes that the man she's pleading with may never truly change, no matter how much she loves him or how much she stands to lose. And while this emotional storm brews inside the Newman Ranch, another battle is unfolding elsewhere in Genoa City. One that places Kane Ashby in a position of unexpected power as years of being underestimated, dismissed, or treated as an afterthought suddenly pay off when Kane finds himself holding critical information that could shift alliances and topple long-standing hierarchies. And unlike Victor, Kane doesn't rush to play his hand immediately, instead savoring the rare advantage he possesses, knowing full well that timing is everything, and as he quietly maneuvers behind the scenes, it becomes clear that Kane has learned from past mistakes, choosing strategy over impulse, patience over pride, and this newfound restraint makes him more dangerous than ever, especially to those who still see him as predictable or harmless, because Kane's upper hand isn't just about leverage, it's about evolution. about a man who has finally stopped seeking approval and started demanding respect, and as whispers spread and eyes begin to turn toward him, Kane's confidence grows, not in a loud or arrogant way, but in a steady, calculated manner that signals a shift in the balance of power, one that Victor may soon find himself forced to acknowledge whether he wants to or not. And just when it seems Genoa City can't handle another seismic shock, Noah Newman stumbles upon a discovery so huge it threatens to rewrite everything he thought he knew, not just about his family, but about his own place in it. Because what begins as a simple attempt to untangle lingering questions from the past quickly spirals into a revelation that connects hidden motives, secret deals, and long-buried truths, leaving Noah reeling as the pieces fall into place. And as he digs deeper, driven by equal parts curiosity and dread, Noah realizes that this discovery isn't just damaging, it's explosive, the kind of truth that can fracture relationships beyond repair, and the weight of this knowledge presses down on him as he struggles with whether to expose what he's found or protect the people he loves from the fallout, especially as he begins to see how deeply Victor's influence reaches. How many lives have been quietly shaped or shattered by decisions made in the shadows, and as Noah wrestles with his conscience, Nikki's accusations echo louder, Kane's quiet rise grows more ominous, and Victor's empire begins to show cracks that even he may not be able to seal, because Noah's discovery doesn't exist in isolation. It intersects with Kane's leverage and Nikki's heartbreak in ways that threaten to ignite a perfect storm. One where secrets can no longer remain buried and loyalty is tested at every turn, and as Nikki pulls away emotionally from Victor, questioning whether love is enough to justify endless compromise, Victor finds himself more isolated than ever, surrounded by enemies he created and allies he may have lost, while Kane watches carefully, fully aware that chaos creates opportunity, and Noah, caught in the center of it all, must decide whether to be a bystander or a catalyst, knowing that whatever choice he makes will define not only his future, but the fate of the Newman legacy itself. And as these three powerful storylines collide, the young and the restless once again proves why it thrives on the tension between power and vulnerability, love and betrayal, because Nikki's blame is not just an emotional outburst but a reckoning. Kane's upper hand is not just a twist of fate, but the result of hard-earned growth. And Noah's huge discovery is not just shocking information but a moral crossroads, and together they form a narrative that pulses with urgency and consequence, reminding viewers that in Genoa City, every action has a ripple effect, every secret has a cost, and no one, not even Victor Newman, is immune to the truth when it finally demands to be seen. The situation in Genoa City is getting worse. People are really worried. Effects are getting more serious. This is because Nikki said that Victor is to condemn for what happened. She didn't just say it. Also forget about it. Rather, it has caused a problem in their marriage. Now, everyone around them has to choose whose side they're on. Nikki is starting to move from the way effects have always been with her and Victor. They would. Also, Victor would say sorry. Now Nikki is taking back control of her life. She's looking at the choices Victor has made. She's also allowing about her own choices. She's wondering why she let Victor be in charge for long. This is making Nikki stronger. She isn't being pious to Victor, she's esteeming herself. This is scary for Victor. He knows how to deal with people who are against him, but he doesn't know how to deal with losing Nikki. She has always been the one person he could count on. Victor is too proud to say that he needs her. So he's not saying anything. This silence between them is veritably bad. It's saying further than any fight they've ever had. The fact that Nikki is standing up for herself is making Victor realize that he may lose her. This is making him veritably uncomfortable. Nikki and Victor's marriage is in trouble. The people around them are upset about what will be. Nikki is eventually doing what she wants to do. She isn't just doing what Victor wants her to do. This is a change for her. It's also a change for Victor. He's not used to Nikki being in charge. He's used to being the bone who makes all the opinions. Now effects are different. Nikki is taking control of her life. Victor isn't happy about it. Kane is getting more important. People in Genoa City are starting to notice. Some people who used to be against him are now coming to him sluggishly. His old musketeers are also looking at him, in a way. They're realizing that Cain isn't the person who used to act on his feelings. He's not playing defense presently. Cain has learned to be patient and suppose ahead. He's taking control of effects still. Cain is watching what's passing to Victor and Nikki. He's staying for the moment to act. Cain knows that having